This is Cape Chronicle. I'm Jacob McClelland. The Cape Girardeau City Council approved 2 ordinances this summer that could have a direct impact on students at Southeast Missouri State University. One limits on-street parking on certain streets near campus. The other is a nuisance party law. I'm joined now by Patrolman Richard Couch from the Cape Girardeau Police Department. Patrolman Couch, thank you so much for coming by to talk with us today. First of all, let's just talk a little bit about this parking law. Have folks been typically have they been obeying these new laws?
Yes, it took about 2 weeks to get everybody kind of on board, but everybody seems to be doing well. And I just spoke with the parking enforcement woman today, and she said she's issued very few citations in that area. So,
did the police department and the university have to do a lot of awareness to let folks know that these laws have changed around campus?
We did. We did a campaign where we met with students from the university and also posted that information on our website and passed out a parking restrictions map to kind of show the students where and where they were not supposed to park. So,
well, let's talk kind of just generally about the area that we're talking about here. What are some of the streets now that they've changed where where on-street parking can occur?
The restrictions are on Northwest End, parts of Normal, parts of Park Avenue, Hillcrest, Rockwood, and parts of Henderson. And there are some time restrictions, and that can be found on our website regarding those time restrictions.
And this is an area that's kind of there between the university and Kappahaw Park, for the most part, kind of nestled between those two areas?
Correct. And you know, I urge drivers just to kind of be aware of those vehicle signs or those no parking signs, and to know where you're parking, because some are restricted and some are not.
Now, when this first came into effect, was there a jump in the number of tickets that were issued in that area?
There was a 2-week period to where we were trying to get everyone on board, and after that 2-week period, it's been great.
Now, looking up here at this graphic, can you tell us a little bit of the difference between the different colors there on the map regarding like how the law is enforced or whatnot there?
The red zones, as you see, are no parking at any time. And the green zones, as you see towards the left, which is south of Normal on Northwest End, is no parking from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the blue zones are no parking from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, and like I said, it took about 2 weeks to get everyone squared away on it, but it's been great so far.
Well, another new law that came into effect recently is this the nuisance party law. Which is an attempt to curb raucous all-night parties in neighborhoods, mainly near campus, and it could put some of the responsibility on the party hosts. Have there been many citations since it's been enacted by the KPD?
There has been 7 citations since it was enacted in June.
And have we seen, were there more of this one as well, like when it was first enacted, and then did we see kind of a decrease in
It's been tapering off. I think it's just much like the parking ordinance. Everyone's kind of new to it, and once it kind of hit the ground waves and people learned that what we were trying to accomplish, and we haven't had very many calls on it at all.
Have you talked with folks that live in these neighborhoods that specifically asked for this law in the first place? Have you talked with any of them? Heard any reactions from them about the law working, not working?
I have not heard anything, so I can only assume that is no news is good news, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, from a public safety perspective, I'm kind of thinking that if the police come in and break up a party, are there concerns that then all of a sudden you have a bunch of partiers that have been drinking all night, spilling out into the streets and driving?
One of the things that we've seen is our presence usually elicits the most sober of the group to round up others and take them to where they need to be. And we welcome them to call a sober party or a taxi, and oftentimes we'll do that for them. If a person can't do that for themselves, we'll help them to get to a safe spot safely.
So tell us a little bit, just kind of overall, how much crime is there around Southeast Missouri State University campus? Is there a higher prevalence of crime in this area than in other parts of town?
No, there isn't. The area around Southeast campus is very safe, and SEMO DPS and us as well do everything we can to ensure the safety of the students and the community in general, especially around this area. And we are very proud to have a great working relationship with the university police and staff. And technically, the university streets are patrolled by mostly us and DPS. So the students and the staff here are kind of getting double coverage to some degree. So it's a very safe environment, and we have not seen any spike in crime around the university campus particularly.
Is this typical for a college campus to have such a low prevalence of crime?
Technically, it just depends on where your campus is situated. Ours happens to be right in the center of town, and it gets a lot of attention from SEMO DPS and us as well. So we'll continue that. That's for sure.
What do you think? How can you attribute that success, that low crime rate around campus? Are there certain things that you think you'll help foster that safe environment?
I think a high visibility of police presence and a great working relationship with the university police. We commonly share information regarding criminal activity that's occurred in the community that may spill over into the campus, and they do the same for us. And so we share information quite frequently amongst not only the university police but the staff in general. And if we see something, we'll pass that information along. And that communication, an open line of communications, really helped us tremendously.
Tell us a little bit about that collaboration. Who has jurisdiction specifically on campus? Do both University Police and Cape Girardeau Police have jurisdiction here?
We commonly will take care of most what occurs on the streets, accidents and things like that. SEMO DPS will obviously handle things inside the buildings and things of that nature. But anytime they need help, they can call us and they know we'll be here. And likewise, we oftentimes call for their assistance on various events, and they are most helpful.
So how long has this collaboration been going on? I imagine it sounds like it's a good relationship that's been developed between the university, between University Police and between Cape Girardeau.
I think it's been a long-standing, good relationship, and it continues to get better every year. Like I said, we share information pretty much on a monthly basis on various crimes and events that are occurring in the city, and that's good for the university police to know about what's going on in the surrounding area, so they can pass that information on if need be to the students and staff.
We've been talking with Richard Couch. He is a patrolman with the Cape Girardeau Police Department. Patrolman Couch, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ahead, it's not quite time for blackjack and craps just yet, but we'll still talk with Dick Meister from the Isle of Capri about Cape Girardeau's casino construction project. That's when we return on Cape Chronicle.
Excellent.
All the time, and I tell them about Jamie. Jamie was in her early 20s when she was diagnosed with melanoma, and she died right before she turned 30. Jamie's death caused me to stop tanning completely. Before that, in high school, I wanted to be dark and look good in a prom dress or a bathing suit. In high school, it was the thing to do. But after Jamie's death, I completely stepped away from tanning beds and never went back. I know now tanning can cause the worst possible skin cancer you could get. People think tanning is safe. I don't think it's safe. You could die just like Jamie did.
This message is brought to you by the American Academy of Dermatology.
Patty, I boldly went to socialsecurity.gov, and it's out of this world.
SocialSecurity.gov is a website for everybody.
Even teenagers?
Absolutely. Young people can help their grandparents with retiring online or getting extra help with their Medicare prescription drug costs.
So really, everyone of all ages should go to socialsecurity.gov.
Boldly go.